I know in a few moments we're going to celebrate, and we should. This is a beautiful, beautiful day. I just want to share with you a couple of words. The three things that I want to share with you today are what I would call the three S's. The first S is say and mean it when you say it, but say you love each other every day. Like, so often we just simply say, I love you as we're leaving, but there's no essence to that. It's just simply on the surface. And sometimes even when we say that we're sorry, we kind of just simply say it like flippantly, sorry. But I want you to say it and mean it. The very first S in your life is to say, God, I'm sorry. I love you. To say to Allison, I love you. One of the things that I oftentimes tell couples is that every single week, and this is for all of you as well, you should ask your wife every single week, say it, how can I love you better? How can I love you better? And wives, don't just simply say, oh, it's nothing, you don't need to do anything. Get your list out, you know you got one, and say it. But say it. The next thing I want you to do is show it. You know, so many couples are struggling in the world that we're living in now because we don't show love. In fact, sometimes people will tell me, I had a couple come into me for marriage counseling recently, and they said, Father Nick, when they came in, they said, this should not take this much work as far as the problem that they were having with their spouse. And my response to her, it was the wife that said this, is, yes, it should. Because marriage never stays where it's at. A relationship never stays. You've got to constantly put a log on a fire. You've got to constantly be feeding that flame. And so every day, take opportunities to show, not just say, but show how much you love one another. And finally, you say it, you show it, you share it. One of the biggest misconceptions about weddings in general, actually in the world that we live in right now, is that the wedding is only about the two of you. Or worst case, it's about your family. Weddings in the early Christian church were not about the two of you. That's why we never say, do you, Allison, wouldn't take Christopher to be your lawfully wedded wife to have it? Because you wouldn't have invited all these people here if you had to say that again. Like it's already known. Today you are marrying Christ. It's like a new baptism that you guys are having. And what God yearns for you to do in sharing this is to remember that the two of you are now a church. And God is expecting you to do what you've been doing, serving people. Not necessarily with money, but with your love. You say it, you show it, you share it. And when you do that, Allison and you, Chris, I promise you, you will live a life that gives glory to your parents, and more importantly, it gives glory to God, who brought together the wedding in Cana of Galilee. May God bless you both. Wish you all the very best.
On behalf of our family, I just want to welcome you, Allison, to the family. Since you've been in our life, Chris he's made us very, very proud. Mom and Dad are not here tonight, but they are represented in so many of these people out here. I love what you did for us tonight with the medallion that you made for our tuxes. You made sure that our mom and dad were represented, and I really appreciate that. And that is exactly what you've brought to this family since you and Chris have gotten together. I love you, and I'm glad that you are part of our family now. And even though mom and dad couldn't be here, trust me, they would be so proud of the both of you. Chris, I know you're struggling with all of this, but we're here. You have such a big family. Mom and Dad are always around, always. Just look at these people's faces. You see George and Rima in at least 80% of this. And the other 20%, they want to be like George and Rima. So we love you. Alison, welcome to the family. Have a bunch of babies. Be successful. And let's have a good time, guys. Cheers.
I have had the privilege of knowing Ali for almost a decade now, and I can honestly say that she has been one of the most important people in my life. We first met nearly 10 years ago while volunteering at the Jacksonville Jaguars honor roast together, and I'll never forget that day. I was lost, clueless, and shy, but as soon as she saw me, she took me right under her wing. It was like we had known each other forever. We bonded over our shared love for helping others and country music concerts, and it quickly became clear to me that Ali was someone special. Her kindness, generosity, and genuine care for others shone through, and it's no wonder that so many people are here to celebrate her. Over the years, I've had the joy of watching Ali grow into the amazing woman she is today. She's been my confidant, my partner in crime, and my constant support. We've shared countless laughs, a few tears, and so many unforgettable memories. And then she met Chris. From the moment they met, I could tell something was different. There was a light in her eyes, a joy in her voice that I hadn't seen before. And the more I saw them together, I saw why. He's patient, kind, and has a wonderful sense of humor that complements Ali's perfectly. The way they look at each other, it's clear that they're meant to be. Chris, you are everything I prayed for in a partner for my best friend. I'm so grateful that you make her so happy and that she has found someone who truly understands and cherishes her. Her family gained a son, and I gained a brother. In front of you, you see a clock, and on that clock, I stopped time. I stopped time at exactly 4:49 p.m. That is the exact moment you kissed for the first time as husband and wife. So anytime you feel lost, confused, frustrated, thinking of the good times, or anywhere in between, I hope you both look at that clock and remember the feeling you had in that exact moment. I wish you both a lifetime of love, laughter, and endless adventure. Here's to Ali and Chris. May your marriage be filled with all of God's blessings and love. Cheers to the newlyweds.
Congratulations, Mabruk, to this beautiful couple. To welcome for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Christopher and Alison Rose Farah.
ثانية أعيش برا في وحدة تملي في دارك وفي ضعفك هتقويك تأمرها حبيبي وأمرك هتقول شو بيطلب بيك جنبك والآخر عمرك هتعيش علشان ترضيك ده من أول دقيقة لحبك قلبي مال عرفت من الطريقة تغير حال بحال بتوه بين الحقيقة يا عمري والخيال ده من أول دقيقة لحبك قلبي مال عرفت من الطريقة تغير حال بحال بتوه بين الحقيقة
قصة حب على شاطئ الهوى، أجمل حكاية قلب أبطالها احنا سوا، فيها اللي تمنيت وياك حسيت أجمل إحساس. أحلى كلام بالعين قلناه لبعضنا، ضحكة قلوبنا حنين، ونسينا نفسنا ونسينا كل الناس، أنا وإنت خلاص خلاص هنعيش. ده أجمل يوم في حياتي عشان قابلتك يا حياتي، هفضل حبيبي معك والله ما سيبك، انت اللي بتسعد كل اوقاتي. ده اجمل يوم في حياتي عشان قابلتك يا حياتي، هفضل حبيبي معك والله ما سيبك، انت اللي بتسعد كل اوقاتي. ده اجمل يوم في حياتي عشان قابلتك يا حياتي، هفضل حبيبي معك والله ما سيبك، انت اللي بتسعد كل اوقاتي. انا عشت بيك احساس بالدنيا كلها، لحظة له انا حبيبي في حياتي ما عشتها، لقيتني بجري عليك انا عيني في عينيك ومسكت ايديك. في بعد كده جمال ما شفتش زيها، اجمل ما شافت عيني
حياتي كلها،
ده عيونها للسهران انا فيها حيران، هاي عيني يا ليل. ده اجمل يوم في حياتي عشان قابلتك يا حياتي، هفضل حبيبي معك والله ما سيبك، انت اللي بتسعد